It's week 6 of the football season at the high school level here at Mack Aldridge Field. The Hilltoppers regular season finale will be a heavyweight matchup between the Brockton Boxers and your Hilltoppers here from Fall River. Evan Massoud with you on Fred TV for the call. Hilltoppers coming in at 0-5, Brockton coming in at 2-2, and yes, again, in week 6, this is the Hilltoppers regular season finale. They have a bye for week 7, so while everybody else will be playing, or most of everybody else will be playing, Durfee will be off next week and await to find out where they will play during the non-playoff bracket of the MIAA state tournament. Hilltoppers could very easily be 1-4 on the season, but that Dartmouth game a couple weeks ago slipped through their fingers. Last week they got shut out for the 3rd time in 5 games at the hands of Barnstable. For the Boxers, they come in off of a loss against Xaverian, and we know teams like Xaverian, BC High, Catholic, they're always tough teams. Xaverian shut out the Boxers last week, 14-0. Durfee kicking off here. The Hilltoppers sending it to Brockton. They've elected to receive, and they are wearing the white jerseys. Durfee in the reds. Squib kick, loose ball. Falling on it, it appeared to be one of the Boxers. I don't think Durfee has it, despite some of the signals from the Durfee sidelines. Wishful thinking, obviously, because they returned, or they got the onside kick last time.
Rodriguez Figueroa's kick recovered by Brockton.
So Brockton has it. This is homecoming night here at Mack Aldridge Field. So we will have that ceremony at the half as well. Brockton will have a 1st and 10 at their own 36. QB this evening for Brockton, Michael Norman, the senior, number 11 under center. Passing to open things here in the first quarter on 1st down, and it'll be a gain of about 6 yards.
Michael Norman's pass complete.
I'm going to say 5. Adamola Filet, wide receiver number 81, coming down with it. It is a gain of 6, 2nd and 4. One thing we saw last week with Barnstable, you know, I mean, it was basically 7-0 through almost the entire first half. So Durfee was very much in it, but Barnstable was able to move the ball in the air and on the ground very effectively. And they passed the ball probably more than any other team we've seen all season, and probably more than any other team we will see this season. So we'll see how Brockton mixes it up here. This time they run the ball.
Picks up a Boxer 1st down into Durfee territory. 1st and 10, Brockton at the Durfee 48.
Another 1st down as the Boxers move into Durfee territory. And they'll hand it off yet again. That is Johnny Horn, number 25, with the carry.
Johnny Horn on the carry. Gain of about a yard, 2nd down, 9.
Short gain. You know, the Hilltoppers' strength, we talked about it early in the year, and it was something that came directly from Coach Brown, is that, you know, the strength of this team was going to be the defense offensively. You know, it's been tough for the Hilltoppers, and that really goes back even towards the end of last season. You know, the New Bedford Thanksgiving Day game was a very low-scoring game. It was the defense that won them that game. But, you know, to be shut out 3 times in 5 games, it's obviously not where you want to be offensively. But, you know, these kids, this is a young team. They've all bought in. They're not giving up. Pass complete to Navon Reed, a sophomore, number 88. And that should be enough to move the chains. It is on 2nd down. Another 1st down for the Boxers. They're moving the ball very well. Well, the chains have not moved, and Boxers are backing up. Was there a flag? Oh, there was a flag, a personal foul. That was holding, rather. I'm sorry. I thought they signaled face mask. That was a hold, so that'll back them up. So that's kind of a break for the Hilltoppers here early on. Good news for Durfee, despite quite a few injuries to some starters. Jan Rosa still out, unfortunately, one of the captains, wide receiver for the Hilltoppers. Brian Cruz, Jason Hall, they're out, as well as Jordan Giottis, who was back briefly last week, but he is out again due to injury. Some good news, though. Sebastian Centeo getting his first varsity start as a sophomore. Excuse me, a junior. And Alvin Ditt, who was the starting QB to start this season, he's back this week. That is complete to Adamola Falei. His second reception here in this drive to start the ball game. Ditt will be used as a slot receiver on offense. So Coach Brown is keeping Najir Montero as the QB. Going to bring up 3rd down and 7 from the Hilltopper 45. Pressure coming and going down in the backfield is Norman. A sack for the Hilltoppers on 3rd down. Medina with the sack. It's a loss of 6. 4th down back in Brockton territory. Boy, that holding call really took the wind out of the sail of the Boxers, because this drive was looking pretty darn good to begin the ball game. And now the Boxers will have to punt. Carlins Jean, the kicker, sends it away. A very high punt, not going too deep. Going to fall at the 30. It takes a very favorable bounce for the Boxers down to about the 20-yard line. So Jean gets the benefit of the bounce right there.
Hilltoppers will start 1st down and 10 at their own 19.
So Durfee with a big stop there on 3rd down. They get the ball, and they'll start from about the 20-yard line. They're going to run it on 1st down.
Number 28, Elijah Concepcion on the carry. Gain of 6 on the play, 2nd down 4.
Concepcion with the carry. He's going to be the key guy, I think, offensively for Durfee. He had over 200 yards in the Dartmouth game that they lost. Last week was slowed down a bit, did not have quite the game, but he's going to be a difference maker. If the Hilltoppers can establish any kind of a running game, any kind of a ground game, that may open up the passing game a little bit for Montero. Small sample size for Montero in these couple games that he's started, but having Ditt as a possible receiver now as well, that kind of adds to the mix as well. Running it, this should be a 1st down. Going to be awfully close, and they are going to move the chains. 1st down for the Hilltoppers on 2 plays. They convert.
Gain of 6 on the play is good for Durfee. 1st down. 1st and 10 Hilltoppers at their own 31.
Toppers move the chains. And on 1st down, stopped right about the line, maybe a gain of a yard, we'll see. Not much doing there on the first play on this set of downs. So this is the final game of 3 here from this Friday, October 12th. Again, if you're seeing this, we're back from the weekend, so it's a brand new work week. But we had some crazy sporting events today, a lot going on. We had Big 3 boys soccer, a draw between Durfee and New Bedford. Though the boys don't pick up a loss for the Hilltoppers, but the tie, not what they were looking for. They want to try to put New Bedford away. They tied 2-2 with the Whalers. So that was the first game this afternoon, postponed from Thursday. Good run on 2nd down. Then we had Big 3 girls volleyball. The Lady Hilltoppers losing via a sweep thanks to the Lady Whalers. A 3-0 win for the Lady Whalers. So straight sets for New Bedford's girls here at the Fieldhouse. Head coach for the boys volleyball team, Brendan Kelly, had the call of that one because I was outside doing soccer. And now here we are for football, game 3 of the day here on this busy Friday. So again, folks, if you're watching this game beginning of the week, there are 2 other brand new games running on Fred TV as well. So check those out. 3rd down and 1. Toppers move the chains again. Another Hilltopper first down.
Quarterback keeper by Najir Montero.
Montero kept it and ran it for the 1.5 yards that they needed.
1st and 10, Hilltoppers at their own 43.
No, but it's hard to believe. I said it in the boys' game this afternoon. We actually saw the sun, and given how bad the weather was this morning, even as of like 11 o'clock, it was miraculous to see the sun and that it's actually dry. A bit chilly. It's cooled off quite a bit compared to midweek. 57 degrees here. We have 4 minutes to play in this first quarter. Good run on first down. Again, nearly getting to midfield. That was Concepcion. Gets out to about the 48. So we'll give him about 5 yards on the carry.
48-yard line, 2nd down and 5.
This first quarter moving right along here. Under 4 minutes to play in it. Both sides, Brockton with some completion, some running plays. Durfee primarily rushing the ball. And for the most part staying in bounds except for that play. So the clock has really been rolling here. A lot of room on the near side. Everybody stacked. Trying to plug the middle. Falling right at the 50 at midfield. Gain of 2. It'll be 3rd and 3. Lucas Roque with the carry that time.
Gain of about 2 on the play. We'll bring up 3rd down.
Ratio-wise, probably see Concepcion 2 or 3 to 1 when you compare him and Roque. I mean, they're both active, both ready to rock. And usually both in the backfield there, but Concepcion gets the bulk of the running. Both of them seniors. Roque is actually a captain, 1 of 4 for Durfee. 3rd and 3, receivers on the near side here. We'll see if they decide to pass, if they run it. They're going to pitch it out, and there's pressure coming and going down. Ooh, tumbling down was Concepcion. Kind of an ugly tackle right there. And a loss of about 5 yards. Going to bring up 4th and 7 or 8. 4th and 8, and the Hilltoppers are going to end up having to punt it away. Jaden Lewis will do the punting, number 6 for the Hilltoppers. He did last week. Had some good punts. Had a couple that didn't go as far as I'm sure he wanted, but had a couple good ones. The second half was better for him than the first. So a decent start offensively. Almost an offsides right there. Flags are thrown. Ball is loose on a bad snap. Brockton going to pick it up. And tackle down inside the Durfee red zone. Again, flags in the back here because of the offsides, or might not be offsides on the snap by the Boxers. So we'll see what's going to happen here. Flag would be 5 yards. That would not be enough on the offsides. That would not be enough for a first down, but it'll allow the Hilltoppers to replay, and they'll be closer to the first down marker. I don't think Coach Brown will go for it.
Bring up 4th down and 3 for the Hilltoppers at midfield.
Durfee catching a major break, and Montero coming out. Looks like the Hilltoppers going to go for it here rather than punt it. Yeah, Lewis is on the sidelines, so they're not punting this here. They're going to go for it. Must figure right at midfield what he got to lose, especially after the bad snap. Hopefully for Durfee, this pays off. 4th and 3. Nobody jumped that time, and trying to go right up the middle. Oh, Roque got free. First down. Down the sidelines, breaks inside, down inside the 25. The gamble pays off for the Hilltoppers. How about that? Play should be all the way down the other end thanks to the bad snap. The flag brings them back. and they convert on 4th down, and there is a player down. I think it's Roque who went down and not up.
On the carry is good for Durfee. First down, injury timeout.
That was Lucas Roque. Gets up, might have just maybe gotten the wind knocked out of him or something. He kind of got hit from both sides when he cut back in. But a mad dash by Roque. It looked like he had nowhere to go. Right at the 50, somehow bounced off and broke outside and picked up about 25 yards. Good for the first down. Be 1st and 10, about the 26-yard line.
26-yard line.
The Hilltoppers going to take the timeout now. You know, to be perfectly honest with you, lucky breaks like that have been hard to come by for Durfee, so kudos to them for being able to convert there on 4th down. That's got to feel good, and that's something to build off if you're on this drive. You got Brockton where you want them. You got the stop on defense to get the ball. And now down deep in Brockton territory. You may notice some of the players with some pink accessories, the cheerleaders with pink. That is because October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, so we see this every year. Toppers come out of timeout. They used a full team timeout there. Roque is on the sidelines right now, so he did not go back out. It's like they're checking out the knee.
First and 10 Hilltoppers at the Brockton 26.
They put Alvin Ditt in motion, and he is taken down in the backfield.
Carried by number 1, Alvin Ditt.
No, that did not pan out for Durfee. It's going to be a loss of about 5 or 6.
Number 50, Sagan Okunlola. Loss of 5 on the play. Second down, 15 for the Hilltoppers at the Brockton 31.
Sonny Okunlola with the tackle there. Sonny plays basketball. You recognize that name from when the Boxers come to the Luke Urban Fieldhouse. 2nd and 15 after the loss. Roque still stretching it out on the sidelines, so try to go up the middle with Concepcion. He does not get far either. Brockton tightening up the rushing defense. Now Durfee with a 3rd and long.
Third down and 14 for the Hilltoppers at the Brockton 30.
Durfee going to spread it out, and for the first time, Montero not under center. See if he's going to pass. They're doubling up on both sides here, and they're going to run it. Concepcion with some room. Concepcion with a first down for the Hilltoppers. Well, it sure looks like it from here. It is going to be very close. They may measure. And another timeout here. Boy, it looked like it would be a little closer than about 2, or it's actually not a timeout. End of the first quarter. I told you it was going pretty quick, so we're going to switch sides here. But after 1, we're scoreless. Hilltoppers driving, going to face a 4th down and what initially looks like 2 or 3, but gosh, based on the spot and where the, I know we're at an angle, but it looks like it's a little closer than that. That was a great rush there from Concepcion to get them closer. He picked up about 12 yards. Just what the doctor ordered to get you closer, and hopefully you can convert on 4th down. Again, too far to try and kick a field goal, in my opinion. That's asking a lot. Maybe last week, if it was Barnstable, boy, their kicker had a leg and a half. He could probably hit it from 35, maybe 40. I mean, I'm not even kidding. His extra point kick, they got backed up on one of their last touchdowns, one of their last point afters because of a false start. He kicked it from the 20, and he had another good 20 yards in him before the thing would have been hitting the crossbar. So we were really impressed by the Barnstable kicker last week for the Red Raiders. It is going to be 4th and a long 2.
For the Hilltoppers.
Durfee
At the Brockton
coming back out from the huddle. Alvin Ditt is back out there. I still don't see Roke out there. 4th and 2, big spot for the Hilltoppers here to start the second quarter. Trying to get him to jump off sides maybe. And they're going to run out of time. Hilltop uses a timeout. Trying to be crafty here. They're trying to catch the Boxers off sides with a hard snap. They already got him once earlier. And maybe that was the thought. Try to draw him off sides to get the first down instead of having to burn a 30-second timeout. I mean, why not? You get so many timeouts in high school. It seems like they multiply as the game goes on. So here we go now. 4th and 2. I would assume this is for real this time. Going to hand it off. That's good for a first down. Concepcion moves the chains for the Hilltoppers. Another Hilltopper. First down, no flags. The chains will move.
Gain of 5 on the play is good for a Hilltopper first down. 1st and 10 Hilltoppers at the Brockton 13.
Ball spotted at the 13. Durfee with a 1st and 10. New set of downs. Deep in the red zone. Looking to score first. And again, to do it off the heels of a defensive stop as well, that would really boost the confidence level of the offense for sure. Concepcion with the carry. Pushing the pile, gets stopped and pushed back. Short gain on first down.
Gain of about 3 on the play, 2nd down, 7.
Pick up 2 or 3, we'll say 2nd and a long 7. Rather than a short 8, you know, glass half full type thing here. Since we are doing football, proud, excited, and very happy to announce that former athletic director, Durfee Hall of Famer Victor Pereira will be joining me on Thanksgiving for the call of the Durfee-New Bedford game for the 2nd year in a row. So we'll have Vic up in the booth in New Bedford for the call with me. Really looking forward to that. And a flag thrown. That's a 5-yard penalty. I think it was either an illegal formation or a false start. Couldn't really see the motion of the official. Durfee backing up 5 yards though. So 2nd and 13.
2nd down, about 12.
So Durfee losing some yards. Second time they've lost some yards on this drive. First time via penalty. Gonna hand it off again. Concepcion still on his feet, trying to get those penalty yards back. Got quite a few. I should say got them all back, all the penalty yards back, and we'll be looking at a 3rd and 8.
Picks up 5 on the play.
And of course, this is without a doubt, you know, 4-down territory. They were going forward at the 50, so they'll be going forward here for sure. And you know, no offense to Montero, and not saying there's a lack in confidence in terms of the passing game, but right now the running game seems to be working for Durfee. I wouldn't try to get cute and pass it right here. I would just keep pounding it on the ground. Change up the looks, change up the formations a bit, but keep the ground game going. Concepcion's getting through the middle and picking up a few yards here and there. You know, if you pick up 3 or 4 yards on every play, you're going to get first downs. You don't need, and they're going to pass it. Going in the air. Oh, almost coming down with it.
Montero's pass, incomplete, intended for number 1, Alvin Ditt.
That was intended for Alvin Ditt, and it was a little long. And that's something we've seen over these last couple of weeks is when they've gone to the air, it was either, most of them have gone long. They've been out of reach. There have been very few that have been short and undercut by the defense for pickoffs. There have been a couple, but a lot of the passes from Montero have been long. And I have to tell you, I was just about saying it. I had a feeling they'd try going for the air, just trying to strike to the end zone and not have it come down to 4th down. But I would have liked to see them keep running the ball. Another timeout. Hilltoppers using a lot of timeouts here early on in the ball game. 8:07 to play in the half. Hard to believe it's already almost halfway through the second quarter. Things really moving quickly again. All these rushes been up the middle, so no one getting out of bounds. Of course, the pass that was just incomplete stops the clock. Never mind the timeout. Brockton already out of the huddle. Hilltoppers break it now. Fourth and 8. Brockton has New Bedford next week for week 7, so 2 straight Big 3 games to wrap up the season, or the regular season. Going to the air, picked off in the end zone. We're right at the goal line. Number 32 with the pick for the Boxers. That's Aaron White. And I'm sorry, but that's why I don't like the pass. First of all, Brockton is oversized compared to Durfee. Second of all, you just ran almost the length of the field, rushing the ball with succession. And now you pass the ball twice and come up empty. I disagree with that one right there. I would have ran the ball. But it's easy to say from the cheap seats up here in the press box. I'm just saying what I see. Durfee with a very good drive, and this happened a couple times this season, a good drive that they couldn't close out on, and I would have liked to see them run it on 3rd down. Then you talk about 4th down and figure out what you're going to do. But I would have liked to see a 3rd down rush there, and not even that pass to Ditt that was incomplete. Never mind the pick here. That's a bummer for the Hilltoppers. Now Brockton in a no huddle here. Got a 1st down. And they're rushing the ball again on 1st down. Gain of about 2 or 3. Probably 3. That should be close to 4. 4 yards on the carry. 2nd and 6 coming up. You know, that's kind of why we've been saying that the defense has been the strength versus the offense. You know, it's kind of the mistakes like that, the sloppiness like that. That is complete to Jameel Atkinson, and the strides, my gosh, galloping down the sidelines with ease. Down to the 31. Brockton.
At the Hilltopper 31, 1st and 10.
Boxers already back to the line again. No huddle, ready to rock and roll. Coach Colombo keeping the offense rolling. Number 25 with the carry, that's a Johnny Horn. There is a flag coming in. Horn going deep down the field, close to the end zone. Flag is thrown in the back near the QB. There were 2 Hilltoppers down. The flag was thrown in the direction of Atkinson and the QB, Horman.
Holding against Brockton.
Holding against the Boxers. That's a big one right there. It's going to back them up, and that's a spot foul, so that's going to be basically at the line of scrimmage here. So it was a great run from Horn is going to be negated. Well, Ryan Pino running camera caught, while I was watching the play, caught that Lucas Roque was driven off the field in the cart. So not good for the Hilltoppers right there to see that news or to see that happen as well. So that's a developing story. Hopefully he'll be back for the second half. My guess is maybe they want to get him wrapped up or something, or iced. Hopefully he can come back in this one. 1st and 20 after the hold. Dropping back to pass is Norman. It's intercepted by the Hilltoppers. A little bit of karma, they get it back.
Pass is intercepted by number 17, Joseph Rodriguez-Figueroa.
Rodriguez-Figueroa with the pick, and that's huge. So twice the defense has come up big. Now it's time for the offense to put it into gear. 6:31 to play in this half. Durfee gets it back. So the sack on Brockton's first drive, a big play for the Hilltoppers to get the ball. Now the pick on Brockton's second drive. And that comes on the heels of a costly penalty for Brockton, just like what happened on their first drive. So it just goes to prove that penalties and mistakes can hurt you in this game. They can hurt you. That's Ditt in motion. They're going to hand it to Concepcion, who's going to push forward on the pile, gets across the line of scrimmage, maybe a gain of 2. 2nd and 8. Coming up from the 43. To get to the 49 of Durfee. They got to get just across midfield. And again, Coach Brown used a lot of timeouts. I think at least 4 timeouts already here in this first half. So with 6 minutes to play here, if they continue to run it up the middle, time management will be important here. Obviously, you got to worry about getting the first down as well. But you got to think about the clock as well, which will keep rolling. 5:45 as we get ready to snap this one at 5:42. You pitch it out to Concepcion, cuts back in, but is tackled by the strong arms there. One of the linebackers of Brockton. Good tackle.
No gain in the play, 3rd down.
No gain, actually might have backed him up even like half a yard. We'll still say 3rd and 8. Still 8 yards to go. Montero looking to pass, coming to the near side, and almost picked off again.
Montero's pass incomplete.
Man, oh man, swatted down by Achinuki Wanadi, excuse me. 4th and 8, and Jaden Lewis out on the field to punt it away. And again, I'm sorry, this is why I think the Hilltoppers, I mean, you got to keep them honest and think about the passing game a little bit, but it's just not working. It's just not working. Lewis gets the punt off, just barely does. A decent return for sure across midfield. Devin Fortes with the return. A good one for Brockton. They're going to start in Durfee territory. He went out of play at the Durfee 49, 48. 49 it appears.
49-yard line. Brockton will start 1st down and 10 at the Brockton. Brockton will start 1st down and 10 at the Durfee 49.
First and 10, Brockton starts their third drive. Flag thrown.
Number 4, Ted Tessa on the carry.
And there may be another hold on the offense. We'll see. Indeed, there is another hold on the offense. 10 yards from the spot. So basically we'll have it's going to be first and 16. Here's some good news. Lucas Roque is back on the sidelines. Helmet's still off though. So we'll see if he comes back in.
First down and 16.
Lucas is like such a gamer. You know it's killing him that he can't be in there right now. Lucas plays both sides of the ball. Kid never leaves the field. So here's hoping for him that he can get back in this one. I'm sure he wants to. Helmet is not on. They hand it off to Horn. And Horn taken down right at about the 50, shy of the original line of scrimmage. They get back some of the penalty yardage. Be second and 11 from midfield. We're just barely across midfield. It's actually really about the 49.5-yard line. And here's the best sign of the day for the Hilltoppers. Roque just put the helmet back on. So maybe he won't play defense. Maybe he'll play offense on the next series. We'll see what happens. We're keeping an eye on number 3 on the sidelines. Second down and a long 10. Pressure coming on Norman. He escapes. Pass is complete. Good wraparound tackle there from Dante Sawyer, number 81.
18, Craig Hall. Gain of about 2 on the play. We'll bring up third down and 8. Timeout, Brockton.
Timeout for the Boxers, a full team timeout. 3rd and 8 when we get out of it. 3:09 to play in the half, and we've got a lot coming up at halftime for you. So first off is that tonight is homecoming night, and we will have all the homecoming candidates on the field and announced at the start of the halftime break. Then we'll have, of course, the Hilltopper Marching Band. And during halftime as well, we have a couple pieces to show you as well. The first thing is that, and we'll see this before homecoming, here in Fall River, we celebrate and honor our veterans, both living and those who have passed on, those who have served. We've done this for years. And Bicentennial Park down by the waterfront is a prime example. All the memorials that are down there, and of course Battleship Cove, the State's Memorial for September 11th, and that's going to be good for a first down. And there's going to be, in addition to Bicentennial Park, we have the Iwo Jima Monument down there. There's the Korean War Memorial. There's the Gold Star Family Memorial. And now we're going to have a replica wall. It's about 80% scale of the Healing Wall, the Vietnam War Memorial Wall. Just like what is in Washington, D.C., just a little bit smaller scale, though. And I've seen the original in D.C., and it is really spectacular. It's amazing how many names and how big the wall is. So Fall River is getting a replica wall, and it's a pretty big deal. So we produced a PSA for the Vietnam veterans and to help them out here on the Fall River Government Channel side of things, our sister station. And so Pamela Martin and I co-produced this PSA. So we will have that spot for you right before homecoming, right after this first half commences. And then we also got a chance to talk to, today, in fact, a former Hilltopper and a former NFL player, a former Patriot, in fact. Mark Megna was in town to talk to some of the Durfee students. And he had some words of inspiration for the Durfee football players on this year's squad. So we're going to hear from Mark before we come back for the third quarter. 2:02 on the clock. Another first down for the Boxers. They are in the red zone.
It is a first down for the Boxers
So first down and 10 for Brockton.
First and 10 at the 18.
They hand it off yet again, and there's some room on this near side. Forging ahead inside the 10. And again, no huddle. Brockton going right back to it.
And this one is over on the carry.
The chains are just not moving. Very slow to move right now. They didn't get set last time. Not set again. Now Brockton going to call a timeout. It's first and goal, so you don't need the chains per se. You just need the down marker. So 1:33 on the clock in the half, and Brockton knocking on the door, looking to strike first here at the end of the half. Very, very similar to what happened last week against Barnstable. Barnstable scored at the very end of the first quarter, and then they scored at the very end of the half. This one is a scoreless game right now. 93 seconds left on the clock here in the half. First and goal from about the 8.
First and goal from the Boxers.
And timeout for Durfee. Coach Brown on the field obviously wanted to see the formation for Brockton. Kind of redirecting some traffic here is Coach Brown. So here we go, first and goal. Again, from about the 8.
Carried by number 5, Jamil Atkinson.
Actually, not even the 8, probably close to the 5, really, was where the first down marker was. So tough to tell. Again, the lines are kind of worn out a bit, and the lights are reflecting on the turf.
Who smells like eggs?
Stop at the 5-yard line. Second down, goal to go.
Second and goal from the 5. Gonna run it again. Tackled and stopped short, it appears. It'll bring up third down.
Short game in the play. Third down, goal to go for Brockton. Timeout, Boxers.
Boxers take the timeout. So another timeout. This has been the longest trip to the red zone for sure. My goodness, we've had a lot of timeouts, a lot of stops in the play. 1:03 to play in the half. Brockton looking at a third and goal. Durfee stopped them on 2 plays. Again, Brockton was shut out last week by Severian. And again, right about the 5, third and goal. Norman under center. And then they hand it off. No, he's passing. Far side. Incomplete.
Norman's pass, incomplete.
Boy, they sold me on the handoff for sure, and that play was designed very well. Are they running it on 4th down? I would imagine they're going to run a play here. I don't think they're going to kick it.
Inside the Hilltopper 5-yard line.
Here comes Norman with the play. 4th down and goal. 57 seconds. That play took 3 seconds off the clock. And being incomplete, it stopped the clock. We'll see if they try and pass it again or if they're going to run it. Been very successful on both ends of it. Pitching it out. There's some room. This is going to end up being a touchdown for the Boxers. They get in on 4th down.
Nielsen to Silver on the carry. Touchdown, Brockton.
The Nielsen de Silva, the junior, number 24, punching it in from about 5 yards out on 4th and goal with 50 seconds to play in the half. And again, I'm sorry, that's got to be a killer when you consider how close the Durfee offense was to scoring on their first drive. Carlin's Jean, the kicker, set up for the extra point. It appears Matthew Norman will be holding. And the kick is good.
The extra point attempt is good. With 50 seconds to play in the first half. Brockton 7, Hilltoppers nothing.
7-0 Brockton here at the end of the first half. Good news for the Hilltoppers is they're going to get the ball to start the second half, as Brockton elected to receive and begin the ball game. But they will play from behind unless they can return it here. Wouldn't that be something? So the Toppers on the field waiting to receive the kickoff from Brockton. Boxer still in the huddle, now breaking the huddle.
Carlin's Jean to kick off for Brockton. Back to return for Durfee. Number 28, Elijah Concepcion. And number 1, Alvin Ditt.
Jeans with a line drive kick. Caught by Eli Concepcion, who cuts in. Still on his feet, going to be spun around and taken down just across the 35.
Concepcion returns out to the Hilltopper 36-yard line. It'll be first down and 10 for Durfee at their own 36.
So the Hilltoppers will start from the 36 with 43 seconds to play with. Again, not a ton of timeouts. And they hand it off Concepcion, trying to bounce to the outside and trying to get outside. And it appears he will. That should stop the clock. No, they're keeping it rolling. So 30 seconds.
Of 5 on the play.
Thought he might have gotten outside. I guess the whistle was blown before he made it outside. 15 seconds to play here in the half. Not sure if Durfee will even get off another play. 10 seconds now. They break the huddle. 2nd down and 4. 6 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And they will not get off another play. Hilltoppers will get the ball to begin the third quarter. Kind of a crushing first half. I mean, the Hilltoppers did not look bad. Brockton able to get, but really the passing play on their opening drive down in the end zone, those 2 plays really killed that drive for the Hilltoppers. Going to the air is just not working right now. And like I said, considering the running game was working, kind of surprised to see the pass come out in that situation. But needless to say, Hilltoppers will get the ball, and they're only down by a score. 7-0 is the score at the half. Let's take a look at the Vietnam Wall, the future Vietnam Wall PSA. We'll be back with homecoming night after this.
Honor, courage, sacrifice, pride, our city. Fall River has traditionally been in the forefront of honoring our nation's soldiers, sailors, Marines, and airmen. Vietnam veterans took the initiative to secure rights to an 80% size replica of the Healing Wall for Veterans Bicentennial Park. The names of over 58,000 fallen heroes will be engraved on the 360-foot long replica wall. 100% of the money raised benefits the building of our Vietnam Veterans Memorial Wall in Fall River. Help build our wall, which is scheduled to open in 2020. The meaning, the spirit, and the value of the wall is everyone's. Be part of this exceptional, once-in-a-lifetime project. To make a donation, please visit VietnamMemorialWall.org or connect with us at Facebook.com.
Representing cheerleading, Gina Cicchetti. Also representing cheerleading, Jillian Contoy. Representing chorus, Aria Sarosi. Also representing chorus, Billy Ramirez. Representing concert band, Rebecca Sylvia. Representing cosmetology, Merilis Estrella. Representing dance team, Raislyn Aguiar. Representing early education and care, Shelby McCarthy.
No. He got you.
Also representing early education and care, Gina Camacho.
Anybody wants to come over to section C? Also, no smoking.
Representing field hockey, Olivia Pexoto. Representing Fred TV, Tyler Texera.
Where should go?
Representing the French Club, Silmara Dos Santos. Representing Green Team, Charlene Duan. Representing GSA, Samantha McCauley. Representing Hilltop Journalism Club, Alexis Pacheco.
That's my welcome now.
Representing History Abroad Club, Zachary Silva. Representing History Club, Cali Lima. Representing Marching Band, Nathaniel Gozwa. Representing National Honor Society, Abigail Diallo. Representing National Honor Society, Jonah Andre. Representing the Portuguese club, Isabella Negro Antunes de Silva. Representing six-man club, Jensen Riley. Also representing six-man club, Jacob Roussel. Representing Skills USA, Haley Pereira. Representing softball, Emily Pacheco. Representing student government, Kyle Ness.
I spread my love equal. Yeah, that's what I'm
Representing swimming, Jalen Jang.
I don't inhale. Which one is that? 5 or 6, 23.
Representing swimming and diving, Kaylin Sardina. Representing Symphony Orchestra, Barbara Ferrara.
I don't leave the house.
Representing theater, Sage Pyers. Representing hockey, Justin Arajo. Representing varsity boys soccer, Jeffrey Vieira Cabral. Representing varsity girls soccer, Trinity Afonso. Representing yearbook, Evan Michael. Representing young adult book club, Haley Almeida.
Say no more. Say no more.
And not on the field, representing varsity football, Duke Thomas. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2018 Durfee High School Homecoming Court nominees.
All right, so you just saw the homecoming ceremony. The band is actually not playing. We actually thought they were, but they are not playing today, and that's due to the homecoming ceremony. So as we get ready for the third quarter, we're going to hear from Mark Megna now. Again, former Durfee player, former Patriot. He had some time in the NFL, also played for the Jets as well, and I believe the Bengals. So Mark Megna, we're going to hear from him now as he has some words of advice and some encouragement for the Durfee Hilltoppers football team.
The hardest thing in the world is when you're not doing well and you have to keep getting up, going to practice, lifting weights, staying conditioned, doing the same things that may seem monotonous, but those are the very best lessons that we could possibly learn. Like, if you don't face any adversity, you don't really grow as a person. Like, the lessons that they're experiencing now, they're really everything. And all the athletes are they're on a fence, more or less, and they could fall to one side or the other side, which means they can choose to stick with it, or because there's no immediate gratification, they can just bow out. But this is the best time because now their bonds, the younger athletes, the older athletes, they're forging this incredible connection and bond. And this will make them so incredibly strong in the future. So all they need to do is keep coming back. Stick with it. Keep giving great effort, because great effort is the cornerstone of everything you do in sports. And if they can remember that, it's not about the win, it's not about the loss. That will come, but these things must come first.
Always has encouraging words. Anytime I've interviewed him now 3 times, that includes this time, and Mark always has positive things to say about sports, about athletics, about how it impacted his life, now into, you know, with fitness and whatnot. Mark is just a great guy. We really appreciate him taking the time to speak with me, and of course, always good to see him. Always good when we have some alums back at Durfee. He was thrilled to be back at Durfee, seeing the old sites again. So he was very happy as well to be back at his old stomping grounds. So the return not very successful for the Hilltoppers. They do not get it back to the 20. Still shy of the 20 by a couple yards. Alvin Ditt was on the return. Hilltoppers start with the ball at their own 17-yard line. They break the huddle, 1st and 10. Montero set to pass, and he will. Oh, going down the field, this could be trouble. Almost picked off and almost taken on the other side of it as Lewis was falling down. But again, dangerous all around. Montero still without a completion in this game. That's going to bring up 2nd and 10. Evan Massoud with you here on Fred TV as we begin this second half. Durfee and Brockton, high school football. 7-0 Brockton. They scored right at the end of the first half to break the ice. Concepcion had a decent first half, but no gain there on 2nd down. It's going to bring up 3rd and 10, and after Brockton scored to end the first half, a 3-and-out on defense would be a major boost for this Boxers squad, which is at 2-2 right now, 500 seasons so far. Of course, one could argue, you know, their schedule very tough. They always, again, it's a variant on their schedule. They play you know, some of the Boston teams, because they're, you know, they're closer to there. With New Bedford, Durfee on the south coast here, you know, they're you know, east-west of each other. Brockton North, they're, you know, they're close to Boston and the suburbs and whatnot. So you play a lot of those real tough teams up that way.
20-second timeout. Hilltopper.
Durfee with a 20-second timeout with 3rd and 10 coming up. Montero back out with the play call. See him coming from the bottom of your screen there. St. Louis in motion. Montero. Oh, he spiked the ball. Didn't come out of the hands, and it went straight into the ground.
Brings up 4th down and 10 for the Hilltoppers.
Goodness gracious. I mean, you got a feel for the Hilltoppers. I mean, again, you know, you could try to do something with the passing game, and I appreciate the attempt. I mean, you got to try something. I'm sure Montero, you know, hates the fact that he's not producing right now in the air, but man, I think it's time to go back to the run. High snap, Lewis, pressure coming, punt straight up in the air. Not his best one. It is caught at the 30 of the Hilltoppers. Man, oh man. Not the way the Hilltoppers were looking to start the second half by any stretch of the imagination.
Brockton will start 1st down and 10 at the Hilltopper 30-yard line.
Boxers with incredible field position here, fresh off a scoring drive to end the first half. Norman under center for 1st down. They'll pitch it out to Horn, who breaks a tackle. There is a flag in the back here near the 29. Probably going to be a hold. Seen that a couple times. Again, there is a flag, holding indeed. So that's at the 29. They'll be backed up 10 yards when we'll have ourselves a 1st and 19 from the 39. Actually right at the 40, so actually the flag landed, but it's actually right at the line, so 1st and 20 at the 40. So that helps the Hilltoppers a little bit. Brockton has to go double the distance for a 1st down. Pitch it out to the other side of the field. 88 with a mad dash along the sideline, still on his feet. Navon Reed, a sophomore, we saw him earlier in this game, had a pretty good dash as well. So much for the 1st and 20. Goodness gracious. And I think it's going to be 1st and goal. Right at the 11, awfully close, right, almost right on the 10-yard line. Looks like it's 1st and goal from the 10. Norman directing some traffic, talking back to the sidelines, getting the signals. And they hand it off to Horn, who is stopped. Beautiful tackle.
Horn on the carry. Loss of about 2 on the play, 2nd down 12.
That was a good stop for Durfee. The force a loss of 2 yards or so. It's going to be 2nd and goal from the 12-yard line. Norman with all kinds of options. Going to pass far side, almost picked off, deflected and swatted down. And my oh my, if that was picked off, that was going to be a touchdown, a pick 6. There was nobody anywhere close on that side of the field. Richard Van Cott swatting it away.
Third down, goal to go for Brockton at the
Man.
12.
Third and goal. Third and goal from the 12 for the Boxers. I was watching their kicker, Gene, earlier when I walked in when they were doing warm-ups. He's got decent leg. He probably could kick it from there if necessary, but it doesn't look like it will be necessary. A 12-yard run in for Horn, and it is 13-0 Boxers.
Touchdown, Brockton.
Horn celebrating there, and now Gene out for the point after.
Brockton 13, Hilltoppers nothing. Number 1, Carlin Gene on to attempt the extra point.
Kick on its way and right through, right down Main Street. 14-0 the score. The Boxers
With 8:10 to play in the third quarter.
on a 30-yard drive
Hilltoppers nothing.
put up their second touchdown. So the offense on 2 consecutive touches of the football have put up 14 points. All right, Brockton going to kick off from right to left, just like they did to start this half. Gene sets the ball.
Carlin Gene to kick off for Brockton. Number 1, Alvin Ditt. Number 28, Elijah Concepcion. Back to return for Durfee.
And it's going to roll. And the flat, boy, it just got out of bounds. I think one of the Hilltopper players blew on the ball. No, seriously, that barely just got out, but good discipline not to touch it, let it roll out. So now we'll see if they're going to re-kick it. That's kind of been the mode this season, is to have them re-kick from 5 yards further back. Instead of the 40, it's going to be the 35. Right at 30. So yes, 35. So 5-yard penalty for going out of play.
Re-kick from the 35-yard line.
So Gene will re-kick. Again, Ditt and Concepcion back deep for Durfee, but hasn't gotten to them. This one might. That's a great kickoff. Ditt takes it, running into some traffic, and it's taken out of bounds shy of the 40-yard line, maybe about the 35. And that's where Durfee will take over. Decent field position, better than their last drive, that's for sure.
Hilltoppers will start first down and 10 at their own 35.
Lucas Roque is near the cheerleaders, near the stands here with a hoodie on and not in uniform. And that is not something I'm sure any of the fans wanted to see coming out of the locker room. So number 3, one of the captains. So now 2 captains down for the Hilltoppers. Jan Rosa out and Lucas Roque not playing now. The remainder of this one, we'll wait to see what the injury is. Loss of 4 on the play, 2nd down and 14. Toppers get backed up on their first snap of the drive. Spreading it out a little bit, coming to the near side here with 2 wide receivers. Montero under center with 2 in the back. Gonna pitch it out. Hope to get a block. Concepcion did get a block there from, that was Jaden Lewis. Decent run there on 2nd down.
Gain of 8 on the play brings up 3rd down and 6 for the Hilltoppers at their own 39.
3rd down and 6 after Concepcion got them out of the hole. Again, a key block there from Jaden Lewis. We'll see if the ground game can continue here. Almost the same formation, just kind of flipping it around. Concepcion does get the pitch. He's going down in the back. Loss of about 7 or 8. So back to where they started, and that'll bring out the punting unit. Ends up being a loss of 4, so it's going to be 4th and 10. Jaden Lewis out there. He will punt it away. Again, last punt wasn't as good. It was kind of a high snap, and the Boxers' line was coming at him from both sides. So we'll see if he gets a little cleaner snap and a better punt off this time. Oh, that might have been tipped. Oh, man, somehow that was caught. I thought he was going to lose it. Marquise Dos Santos with the recovery, and the Boxers will have good field position yet again.
To the 42-yard line, 1st and 10, Brockton at the Durfee 42.
Norman under center to start the drive. Fakes a handoff. There is a flag. Flags on both sides. Pass complete to Jameel Atkinson. Not sure if it's going to stand. Again, flags flying on both sides here. We did just get word, Coach Powers for the Hilltoppers saying it was a knee for Lucas Roque. I think it might have gotten caught in the turf. Kind of twisted the wrong way. So he is out right now. Never a good thing when it's a knee. And it might have been on that cut again. What made his rush there, that last play that he was involved in, such a good one, is how he cut back in up the field off the sidelines. And I think that cut is kind of what did him in there, unfortunately, for the Hilltoppers. So illegal procedure against Brockton. It was not a hold. So 5-yard penalty will be 1st and 15. We'll replay the down from the 42. Sorry, 47. Storming across midfield for a gain of about 6 or 7. About 6. Good carry there for Horn. 2nd and 9. Durfee 41 rather. Durfee 41-yard line. 5 minutes to play in the 3rd quarter. 3rd quarter's been quite long. We've had possession changes. We've had scoring play. We've had just... Oh, that's a false start. Defense baiting him there. It was actually the QB, I think, too. It stepped back, Norman. On the 5 yards back for the Boxers. Again, this is the stuff that kind of slows down a quarter. The 1st quarter, the 2nd quarter. Really, that 1st half was very quick. I mean, you figured that the game started at, starts at 7 o'clock, and even with the ceremony for homecoming, which is a little extended here, we had a 20-minute halftime here. 2nd half started just after 8 o'clock, so that shows you how quick the 1st half was. Meanwhile, we've only gotten halfway through this 3rd quarter, and it's been like 20 minutes, 25 minutes. Incomplete pass on 2nd down. It'll be 3rd down and 14. 3rd and 14 from the Hilltopper 46. Norman looking to pass, has some pressure. It is complete. What a catch. Look at the stride. My gosh.
Norman's pass complete to number 88.
Navon Reed again. They convert on 3rd and long and move those chains. Reed and Atkinson, both of them, and the passes they've caught and went down the field. I mean, when they're running, it's like galloping. The strides are like 4 yards at a time. It's insane. Norman going across the middle, and it was incomplete.
Norman's pass incomplete.
Going no huddle there to get down right to the line and line up. So 2nd and 10. We are inside the press box, and I'm actually putting the coat on. Gives you an idea how cool it has gotten compared to middle of the week. I mean, we were in shorts on Wednesday. Wednesday was like 80 degrees. Here we are now. It's in the low 50s. Quite the cool off, I'll tell you. Running play on 1st down, and he's going in. Everybody was napping on that play. Devin Fortes, number 12, with the touchdown. Basically uncontested. I mean, he just snuck right in there. 20-0 the score. And Gene will kick it. Oh, they're going to figure a bad snap. Ball is loose. They're going to fall on it. And the will not see an extra point that time. So it'll stay 20-0. The point after, no good.
3:47 to play in the 3rd quarter. Brockton 20, Hilltoppers nothing.
So what was a very manageable game for a while has now turned into a blowout once again here at Mac Aldrich Field. And, and part of it is, again, we say the defense is going to be the strength of this team, but defense can only hold for so long. And that's where it comes back down to the offense. And that is a serious problem right now for the Hilltoppers. I mean, they're in danger of getting shut out for the 4th time in 6 games.
Harlan's Dean to kick off for Brockton. Alvin Dick, Elijah Concepcion back to return for the Hilltoppers.
What you like to see, and we are, and that's the good thing about it, is that the guys are competing, and they're not just mailing it in. I mean, that's not an option, number 1. But number 2, it's not happening. So that's the good thing here. But it's got to be deflating, too, when you're having trouble moving the ball. I still go back to that first drive. Man, I'll tell you, maybe the coaches down on the field, they're a little closer to the play. They saw something, maybe wanted to go to the air. But to me, the running game was working on that first drive. They seemed to have some confidence, the offense, and I would have still run the ball. I wouldn't have passed it. I feel like that pickoff just totally wiped out the offense early in the game because they haven't done much since that first drive. Well, we'll see what we get here with 3:39 to play in the 3rd as the Hilltoppers start this next drive. and not getting far. That's one thing I'm noticing too here in the second half. Brockton has really buttoned up the middle in terms of the running game, forcing it outside, and then by that point, there's enough guys out there to not allow a cut in. We weren't seeing that much in the first half. There were a lot of rushes right up the middle, and it was working for Durfee early in the game. Working better than here in the third quarter, that's for sure. And instead, what's happening now, like I said, is you're not able to penetrate the pocket and go right up the chute. So now you're getting forced outside. There's plenty of guys waiting for you. That makes it doubly difficult. Montero looking to pass, and he has a ton of pressure, and he's going down way back. There's a flag coming in. This could be interesting.
Penalty flags down.
I don't think it was a roughing. I don't think it was a roughing the passer or anything, because it looked like just a clean tackle, clean sack. This will be an interesting call to see what this is going to be. There's a face mask on the defense. That's a huge break.
15-yard penalty.
So it appears to me, or we're going to wait and see. The ball hasn't moved. Face mask is supposed to be 15 and an automatic first down. Now the ball's been picked up. So it's where it happened. And it is an automatic first down for the Hilltoppers. Man, oh man, talk about a break. Because that sack backed up Durfee a good 20 yards. Going to be first down Durfee from the 43. And Durfee's caught a couple of these breaks tonight. It'd be really good to see them try to cash in and make something of this drive. Not going up the middle, though, that's for sure. Second and 9. Gain of 1 on that first play. Under 2 minutes to play in the third quarter. The clock will keep rolling here with every running play. Put Ditt in motion. So they're going to give it a Concepcion, and he tripped. Or got tripped up, actually, it appears. Looks like that was Mitchell Gardner, number 68. Or 58 rather. It was Armando Walker Jr. AJ Walker. That was one player that Coach Colombo said, yeah, he's big on the D line, and he came up big right there. 3rd and 9. No gain on that last play. Montero back as if he's going to pass. He is. It is complete, but behind the line of scrimmage. And the Hilltoppers can't seem to get out of their own way. Finally get a completion, and it's 3 yards behind the line.
Loss of a yard on the play. 4th down and 10.
And the punting unit coming out. Jaden Lewis not back there yet. I hope they don't snap the ball. He's not even in position. Now he is. He was a late arriver. That's a high snap, has to back up, pressure is coming. He's gonna have to run it, and he's running for his life right now. Brockton gonna take over on downs.
Jaden Lewis brought down at the 35-yard line. Brockton will start first down and 10 at the Durfee 35.
Brockton gonna take over at the Durfee 35. "11 seconds in the third. I would imagine this is going to be the final play of the third quarter. Norman, 15 on the carry. They went to direct snap to Devontae Medley to end the third quarter. That'll wind things down to wrap up 3 quarters of play here at Durfee. After 3, 20-0 Brockton, thanks to 2 touchdowns here in this third quarter for the Boxers. They have expanded their lead to a 3-score game. Here we go with the fourth quarter. Another direct snap to Medley for a first down and plenty more. As this fourth quarter begins, Evan Massoud with you on Fred TV for Big 3 football. Brockton here at Durfee. And Hilltoppers hosting Brockton because they have to travel on Thanksgiving this year. That's kind of how it works. So, when Durfee hosts on Thanksgiving, they travel to Brockton. So, it alternates each year who hosts and who travels. And it looks like, to be honest with you, I think Norman is just out. So they have Devontae Medley, and there's a sophomore, and he is a QB. So they've pulled Norman from the game. So we're going to probably see Medley the rest of the way with the score the way it is. And that may be another touchdown. No, it's going to be very close. So it'll be first and goal.
Number 25, Johnny Horn on the carry. Gain of 9 on the play, second down and 1.
Be actually second down and 1, so not a second and goal. Now it's first and goal. Did he get in is the question. No signal yet. No touchdowns, going to be first and goal, probably like from the 1-yard line here. And that will do it. There is a touchdown for the Boxers as they punch it in on first and goal. That's going to make it 26-0. The Boxers have pulled away here in this second half. Okay, so we're getting word that it's actually 28-0, and that was the 2-point conversion to make it 28. So we were right. They did get in the first time, but there was no call by the officials on the field. So it was kind of a guessing game. Quite honestly, the officials have been good tonight, but it seems like every week there's something that goes on that's like inconsistent depending on who's here.
Number 1, Carlin Jean to kick off for Brockton.
So Jean will kick off now. Brockton with the touchdown and then the 2 points. So what you just saw was the 2 points when I said it was a touchdown. Thought that it was the touchdown. It was the 2 points after the fact. So 28-0 the score. And then the kickoff now. Breaking outside is Concepcion.
Number 1, Alvin Dick on the return. Hilltoppers will start first down and 10 at their own 34.
Hilltoppers will start off this drive from their own 34, maybe 33. And it'll be 1st and 10. Actually, more like the 32, honestly. 33, kind of right in the middle there. So, 33-yard line, 1st and 10. Hilltoppers, 9:37 to play. Durfee down 28-0. Running on 1st down, running into a wall right at about the line of scrimmage. There for the stop was Devin DiCavallo, number 45.
Short game on the play, 2nd down 9.
Got 1 yard on that carry, 2nd down and 9. They send Ditt in motion. They hand it off to him. He's going to cut back inside and not going far.
Alvin Ditt on the carry. No gain on the play, 3rd down.
No gain on the play. It's going to be 3rd down and 9. So 3rd and 9 here from the Hilltopper 34 on their first set of downs after the touchdown for Brockton. 3rd and 9. Montero passing, far side complete. Tripped after a short gain of just a yard there on 3rd down. Alvin Ditt comes down with it, but falls almost immediately after. And it'll bring up 4th and actually going to give him 2 yards.
4th down, 8.
It's a long 8, probably 4th and 7 to be honest with you. 4th and 7 we'll say. Jaden Lewis coming out to punt yet again. So Hilltoppers have to give the ball back. The last punt did not turn out well. Another high punt. Lewis can't get it off in time. Man, oh man. And frustration boiling over on the Hilltopper sidelines. We just saw Coach Brown put his hands in the air like, what is going on?
Ladies and gentlemen, the winning ticket in tonight's 50-50 raffle. The number is 912 9111. 912 9111.
Brockton going to have the ball practically in the red zone to start this drive. 1st and 10, despite what the line marker says. 1st and 10 from right about the 20 after another bad snap on the punt. That's a false start, and that'll back them up. It's actually offside. Thought it was so more inconsistencies. We saw this last week too. Usually offsides doesn't stop the play. A false start does, and everybody stopped the play. You can understand the confusion on our end here. 44 still on his feet. My goodness. Brandon Daly refusing to go down. Ends up losing 4 yards. 2nd and 9. Gonna pitch it out. Flag on the play. Mad dash towards the end zone for Noah Alou, rather. Holding on the offense. 10 yards back. And they'll replay 2nd down. And I think Alou had gotten to the end zone, so that takes the touchdown away basically. So holding the 10-yard penalty at the 29-yard line, 2nd and 20, 2nd and 19. And they get it out to Alou again, going to the sidelines. Taken down after a gain of about 5 or 6. Bring up 3rd and long.
Being 4 on the play. 3rd down and 15.
3rd and 15 now for the Boxers. Again, Brockton will head to, or will face, I should say, will face New Bedford next week. Oh, running into a wall. Still getting yards out of it. Man, oh man, talk about a second chance effort there. Running right into a wall, again, bouncing off. So sometimes that can help you. We saw that happen to the Hilltoppers earlier in the game. And it'll bring up 4th down. So Brockton will have New Bedford next week. Durfee will have 2 weeks to get some of their injured players recouped and to prepare for whomever their next opponent will be in 2 weeks. Fourth down and 10, or maybe a little less. Gonna pass. Picked off. Alvin Ditt with the pick. That's what you call getting greedy if you're Brockton. Devontae Medley going for the kill in the end zone. Already up 4 scores, and he's picked up and picked off. So Durfee gets the ball back with 4:22 to play. Ditt got it back to the 25. And that's where Durfee will start this drive. 1st and 10 from their own 25. Montero under center. And they hand it off. Again, not getting too far. Waiting for a whistle. Man, oh man, how much longer are you going to wait?
48, Jermaine Torres on the carry.
Jermaine Torres getting the carry. 48 for the Hilltoppers. Montero not in the game right now. He's on the sidelines. So is Eli Concepcion. So all the regulars basically out right now. Isaiah Thomas, the QB now, number 4. He's under center. Brockton having subbed out a lot of their big guys. Durfee doing the same for the final 3.5 minutes to play here. Gain of a yard will bring up 3rd down and 7. 3rd and 7 from the 28.
Torres on the carry, gain of a yard.
3 minutes to play.
3rd down and 7 for the Hilltoppers.
We may also have, and this is obviously unconfirmed, we won't know this till next week, but depending on how Diamond does tonight, because they're playing right now, they're off, they're on a 2-game winning streak here. They've shut out back-to-back opponents, South Shore and BP. 2 pretty big wins there for the Bengals and head coach Steve Winarski. Depending on how they do tonight, this weekend here in week 6, they're playing Southeastern at home. They also have 1 game they're going to Tri-County next weekend, another league game for the Mayflower. Depending on how these 2 games go, they actually could have a playoff game. They may make the bracket. They may make the cut. So with that said, as we get down to the final 2 minutes here, want to remind everybody to get on social media, follow us, connect with us on Facebook at facebook.com/FredTVSports. We always post stuff, obviously, always posting stuff. However, when it comes to tournament play and brackets, that's one thing we really pride ourselves in, getting that out immediately. As soon as we know, we post results and matchups. So Fred TV Sports on Facebook, that's the page. Please check us out, like and follow us, because tournament play is coming very soon. Hilltoppers boys soccer team, again 8-0-2 now after their tie today to New Bedford with the 8 wins and the 2 ties. Still no losses through 10 games. They didn't officially clinch, from what I'm told, but I think 1 more win with the ties. I think with the ties they factor into some points. So I don't think they'd have to win 10 games, but they're gonna. There's no doubt about that. They've played too good this season. So they're going to end up getting in, that's for sure. And I believe Diamond Bengals football team, they have a good shot at making at least the first round of the tournament through the Mayflower League there. So 90 seconds to play. So we'll keep an eye on that. And again, we'll have the latest as soon as we know. As soon as we hear, you see it on the MIAA, or we hear from Keith Allen, the athletic director over at Diamond. Second and 7, 70 seconds to play. Brockton just running it out. Falling down on the carry was Kelvin Rodriguez. Sorry, Rodricks.
Rodricks on the carry.
So unfortunately for the Hilltoppers, after what was a fairly promising start to this game, they're going to end up getting shut out for the 4th time in 6 games and fall to 0-6 after 6 games played. And here on homecoming night, the Boxers come in and spoil it for the Hilltoppers. With 20 seconds, this should be the last play of the game. Now 15 seconds, and they take the knee. And that's going to do it here on 3rd down. 12, 11, 10 seconds to play. Both sides lining up, and the Hilltoppers going to fall to 0-6. Brockton up to 3-2, and if they beat New Bedford next week, they'll be 4-2, and they will be Big 3 champs for 2018.
Thank you for attending today's game. Please.
The final score from Mac Aldridge Field in Week 6: Brockton 28, Durfee 0 on homecoming night. Part of what I was saying about our Facebook page, we will also have the matchups for Week 8. Finding out where Durfee will be for Week 8 once the tournament teams are announced. The non-tournament teams will be announced on a separate bracket. So once we know that as well, that will be posted on our Facebook page. So please, again, like and follow us for the latest in Fall River sports. Fred TV has always been your home for local sports here in Fall River since we launched. So please keep following us, and we'll have all that information as it is brought to us, as it is announced. For now, from Durfee High School, Evan Massoud saying so long. You've been watching Week 6 football on Fred TV.